Well, if you've been paying attention, you know Wednesdays are the new Fridays, and Loki is finally here over on Disney+. Let's take a couple of minutes to do a full recap of the premiere episode, find out what happened to the God of Mischief, and talk a little bit about the TVA. Now, before we dive in, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about the big giveaway. We got a PlayStation 5 to give away at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get in on the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave us a comment. Also, don't forget to support the channel. Check out the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It's a great way to kick us a little pocket change without any reoccurring obligation to you, and we really appreciate it. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I loved the first episode of Loki. I'm not much on doing reviews, but this one definitely is gonna get 2 thumbs up from me. Let's take a couple of minutes to recap the premiere episode, talk about what happened, and just shine some love on the show. Now, the new series does not waste any time, and actually kicks off by taking us back to 2012 in the first Avengers movie. Once again, we see the God of Mischief captured by the Avengers, and we see Ant-Man and Tony Stark totally screw up the theft of the Tesseract, leading to Loki making his escape. Now, he reappears in the Gobi Desert, but unfortunately, it takes no time at all for the Time Variance Authority to make their first appearance. Now, the TVA has no problem taking Loki into custody, and quite honestly, they are not very impressed with him or the Tesseract. This leads us to a few rather funny and humiliating scenes for the Trickster, where he's forced to do everything from verify everything he's ever said, to losing his Asgardian leathers, to getting fitted with a prison jumpsuit. We do get a great little summary of the TVA from the one and only Miss Minutes. Now, during this summary, she says that there was once a multiverse war that saw many timelines battle for supremacy. However, the quote-unquote all-knowing timekeepers then emerged to create the sacred timeline, and now it's up to the TVA to protect the flow of time. If a variant, like this version of Loki, steps off his path, a Nexus event is created, and if those are left unchecked, they could lead the timelines into some other multiversal war. Now, the TVA, created by the Timekeepers, set things right by destroying those timelines. And we actually see this play out in one scene with Morbius back in 1549. Now, one of the interesting things in this scene is a young boy points to a picture of the devil and says that he was responsible for this murder scene that Morbius is investigating. It is kind of sad because they do eventually set a charge and destroy that timeline. Now, Loki, meanwhile, is actually put on trial for his violation of the sacred timeline and is found guilty. He quickly finds out his powers are completely useless in the TVA, and he will be sentenced to be reset. At this point, Morbius requests access to the God of Mischief, and after witnessing the full scale and power of the TVA, Loki is completely humbled by it. Now, we see quite a long interrogation between Loki and Agent Morbius, which takes a really deep dive into Loki's history. Now, this is actually when we get to see the D.B. Cooper scene that we saw from the trailer, and it turns out he came to Earth after losing a bet to Thor. Loki is also given a glimpse into his future, which is his past for us, and he actually witnesses his mother's death. This has a huge impact on him, just like it does in Thor: The Dark World. Now, eventually, Morbius gets distracted, and Loki manages to escape using a piece of technology that returns the person to the last place they were in time. He retrieves the Tesseract, but to his shock, he finds a whole drawer of Infinity Stones and learns they're actually used as paperweights in the TVA. This is really the moment Loki realizes exactly how powerful the Time Variance Authority is. Now, eventually, he returns to the interrogation room. He witnesses the rest of his future, including the way his and Thor's relationships improve, Odin's death, and his own death at the hands of Thanos. This scene was amazing because you could actually see the emotions that were going on inside of Loki during all of those scenes we all know so well from the MCU. Loki eventually breaks down, and while talking with Morbius, he admits he's never really enjoyed hurting people, and he's only ever done it because of the illusion that he puts forward. He actually calls it a cool, elaborate trick created by the weak to inspire fear. Now, luckily for him, Morbius doesn't view him as a villain. He actually views him much the way we view him, and he wants his help catching a variant. This scene works so well because we actually see the full character development of Loki that happened over those other movies in just a few minutes. Emotionally and character-wise, this Loki is the one who sacrificed himself to Thanos. He finally found acceptance with his brother and his father and became the savior that he always wanted to be to his people. Loki always just wanted to be accepted. And at this point, he agrees to help TVA. Now, it is revealed that they are chasing a variant, and not any variant. This variant they are in pursuit of is actually another Loki. The first episode closes out with us going back to 1858, and the TVA responding to some disturbance in the timeline. When they show up on the scene, they are almost immediately engulfed in fire and attacked by the Loki variant. And this is where the episode closes out. Like I said, I love this first episode. It was a good time, and it definitely gets 2 thumbs up from me. I will be up late next Tuesday night to catch the second episode for sure, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you'll be there too. So, what did you guys think of the first episode of Loki? And how do you feel about the whole DB Cooper situation being a bet that he lost to Thor? It's one of my favorite stories of all time, so I love it. Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.